Congrats.
In your classic noir films and
Is
novels,
it done? Did I finish
solving
the
a
game?
case never amounts to a happy ending. The detective is always left with a sense of bitterness. A feeling that, before he took the case, the world was a better place. That he was a better person.
Come on, now speed it out.
Sometimes I just let my character get the best of me.
What do you want from me?
I told Stone what I knew. That he was going to let Yale win. That if he didn't, O'Leary would destroy Helen Moore's career. And that Moore was doomed either way. Or would be, as soon as America discovered her sweetheart was on drugs.
I don't believe you. No way. Who sent you?
Today? Nobody.
And what if I did believe you? What would that change? If I don't do this for her, how could I ever look her in the eyes? How could we stay together?
You think you'll stay together when you lose your title and they accuse her of doping?
At least I know I tried.
You'll lose your integrity.
I know your record. Your rise to the top is clean. Free of both O'Leary's and drugs. God. You might just be one of the only honest athletes I've met recently. Please don't let them change that.
Is it all about being professional to you?
Does he not
Suit
care about
yourself.
integrity?
But trust me, your manager is a murderer. Get as far away from him as possible.
Hey, Blacksad. I'll think about it.
You better. Bring in. Don't do it all for a woman. Women don't matter. Do it for yourself, my guy. Do it for yourself. Do better. Do better. Or at least we didn't frame Bobby. Like, not frame, but, like, at least Bobby at Yale, like, he's not actually getting framed for it.
Yale confirmed to me that Dunn found out that Mitchell was giving him meds. That was the reason they argued the evening of his death.
In fact, I was clean at the time. Hadn't used for days. I didn't want to go down that road. I wanted to follow Joe.
But he discovered everything.
He didn't believe me when I said I had nothing to do with it.
But you used again.
Only after his death. I needed to cope.
But the drugs gave you a panic attack.
Yeah. But I've been clean ever since.
Mitchell gave you the pills when he stopped by the hospital. Hence, your miraculous recovery. Are you planning on taking them before the fight?
Wait, what? It's none of my business.
You know what? It's none of my business.
What? Oh.
But they'll be your last pills. Then what?
I did not mean to do that. I was not paying attention for a second. But don't take them. Don't take them. No.
Stone and Yale hadn't taken away the bitterness I felt. I needed a friend. In appreciation for the tip I'd given him, he insisted on buying me a milkshake
Weekly.
that he drank.
Oh. Weekly,
After the perfect storm of corruption and
We
murder,
love Weekly. We
only
stand
friendship could reconcile
Weekly
me with
in
the
this
world.
establishment. I am a
Only
pro
that could make me
Weekly
believe in mankind
I'm
again.
sorry. I love Smirnoff
Only
and
that
Weekly equally, but I love
cleanse
Weekly
my
more
soul.
because he's a little sneaky boy.
Only
We're here
that.
for it.
And money. In your standard noir novel, Yale and Stone would be punished for breaking the rules. There would be justice for Sonia, the victim. But this was the real world. As the detective who had cracked the case, I just had to get my paycheck and be on my way.
What?
Nice to meet you, Mr. Blacksad. Mr. Thorpe is on his way. Care to take a seat while you wait?
I guess I'll just have to wait.
He'll be here in a minute. Please, take a seat.
Who's Timothy Thorpe? It's the
No matter how many
uncle.
curveballs destiny throws his way, he always manages to land on his feet. When he was a rising sports talent, the war put an end to his career, so he became a war hero. After the war, he didn't end up like Gil or like me. He became an elite athlete, a Hall of Fame football star. When an accident left him in a wheelchair, he went on to succeed in advertising.
He's pretty smart though.
The last time I climbed a skyscraper, I had very different intentions. I wasn't there to claim my reward. I was there to punish someone.
Damn.
Mr. Thorpe is running later than expected, but he insists on meeting you, if you don't mind.
Sure, as long as you help me fight off this boredom.
That's not in my job description,
Damn.
but...
Oh, let's see.
If I had her markings on my skin, would I be the same person? Would my
Huh?
name be different?
Huh?
If my hunch is right, there should be a meeting with Mitchell noted somewhere in Thorpe's agenda. How long have you worked for Tim Thorpe?
Almost 3 years. And I hope it lasts.
Well, you see, I've got a problem. In order to figure out how much Mr. Thorpe owes me, I need to know what day I started working on the case. But I can't remember. You wouldn't have that written down, would you?
It sure wasn't on my shift. I'd remember. Let me see.
Oh shoot, I was...
What? Dunn was here 2 days before he died? Why didn't Thorpe ever mention that?
I'm sorry, but your name's not on here.
Wait, I just remembered something. The day I came, Joe Dunn had just walked out the door.
Well, no. You don't have any appointments. Although, I guess I could have forgotten to write you in. Mr. Dunn, who's usually very kind, left in a flurry. He even slammed Mr. Thorpe's door.
Okay. Now I know I have to get into Thorpe's office.
And he didn't even say goodbye.
Yes, that was the day. You don't recall me because the minute I saw Dunn stomp out, I followed him. I never actually came in.
Of course. That explains it.
No doubt. So, since it looks like Mr. Thorpe won't be here soon, I think I'll go take a walk down the hall. Gotta stay in shape.
She's like, I don't know, he's on something. But a case is never
Come on,
closed.
Thorpe. Tell me there's a back door to your office. Maybe I should play the Smirnov trump card this time.
Yeah. Finally. No, let's club weekly. You find a way in. He doesn't answer.
Smirnov didn't know what to think.
Like that.
He asked me to watch out and call him as soon as I had more information. He also told me that Gil had finally talked. He denied having blocked the basement door and said the truck door opened, but he got knocked on the head as soon as he tried to get out. He then woke up when the police found him beside the basement door. Obviously, the same person who had jammed the door had carried him there. If Weekly were here, I'd have to tie his hands behind his back.
Would you take the camera? Maybe.
Cats aren't afraid of heights. That's why I've never felt vertigo.
So he paid me to cover his own tracks, or like pin it on someone and then cover his own tracks while also paying me. So weird.
It's a bit strange to see no office chair behind a desk until you remember the desk's owner is in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Oh, crap. Why am I surprised? In every investigation, there comes a point where every single lead seems to go down the drain. And you have to retrace your steps to get back on the right track. Ha! What if I place Thorpe's gun up there and corner him so that he has to stand up to get it? The show was about to begin. All I needed was an audience and some patience.
Get Weekly! Get Weekly!
Stop it!
Arr! Don't you know who you're dealing with, matey?
What a silly man.
Mutiny! You wants to be shark bait, do ya? Oh, Blacksad. I feel terrible for keeping
Did
you
you
waiting.
just come from the funeral?
John.
That's kind of sad.
But you see, there was mutiny on board, so...
Stop.
You see what I have to put up with. All right, helmswoman, to the cabin with you! Onward!
Aye, aye, Captain.
Come along, Blacksad. Julie, don't let anyone bother us.
Feel kind of bad wrecking this family. He's all she has left, and he's the
Honey.
reason why her dad died.
Will you wait in the boardroom for me, please?
But
I'll just be a minute then. I think
He's like,
you've already
"Aw."
suffered enough.
Okay. She's so sad. She's like, damn.
And think about where you'd like to have dinner tonight, okay? You see, I'm not going to
did I
pay you
call
for
the-
solving the case.
My bestie.
Fair enough. The truth is, I didn't solve it.
No,
I'm
it's
about
not
to
that.
expose you.
You'll get every penny we agreed on, and more. But not because you solved the case, but for her. 2 days ago, she wanted to end it all. Drop out of college, sell the gym. Too many wounds to heal. But through your incredible work, you managed to heal them. Well, perhaps not completely. It takes time to get over something like this. But at least, thanks to you, Sonia wants to be happy. She has hope. I'm gonna help her make Dunn's gym the best in the city. Who would have ever guessed it, huh?
I'm happy for Sonia.
I'm happy for her. She's been through a lot, and honestly, I wasn't sure she'd make it.
Well, she hasn't
Wow,
just
that was
yet.
kind of dark.
But she will in time. Anyway, back to the case. All those people you confronted. Gill, the German doctor, even Mitchell. Huh. I would have never suspected him. Did they say anything? Why did they do it? Did they mention any accomplices?
They did mention a certain surgeon.
Surgeon? You have any idea who that could be?
Miss Leadthorpe.
I'm sure this comes as no surprise, but it was Angus Mitchell himself. In fact, you gave me
He's
the
like-
lead by telling me he was a doctor.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I'm glad I could help. Although, you see, besides my esteem for Joe and Sonia,
Can't lie.
this ordeal really hits close to home.
I would have never guessed.
I would have never guessed it.
Sports are my livelihood. Do you know how many of the athletes involved have a deal with me?
How do you know that?
What?
Oh, wait. Sonia told you.
Yes, that's it. Sonia told me.
That's funny.
Very sassy.
never told
Very
Sonia.
sassy.
Well then, do you know how many of the athletes involved have a deal with me?
I have a slight idea.
I think I have a slight idea.
So far, the papers only talk about bodies down at the docks and an illegal lab. Not one has mentioned the athletes. But if one word gets out, this agency's future could be on the line. Not to mention Sonia's and the gym's.
You don't really
Could
care
I
for her.
ask
know
you to
don't
be
care for her.
discreet?
Your future is already on the
I'm
line.
sorry to say your future is already on the line.
What do you mean?
We'll accuse him.
I wasn't completely honest with you before. I know you're the surgeon. A journalist told me. Ring a bell?
He's like, someone just put boss on that. Totally nobody else.
I'm sure you've got good intentions, but you're wrong. What makes you think that? I'm sure there's an explanation.
Don't deny it. I know Mitchell gave them to you.
People see a wheelchair and think, poor guy, he can't walk. But there's so much more to it than that. Some nights I can't even sleep from the pain.
That doesn't explain why you didn't tell me you knew about those drugs.
I know you killed
I
Randall
know
Lee.
that you were a
We'll do
highly
the
skilled
last
sniper.
reveal.
And I think
That's
it
the
was
last
you
thing.
who shot Randall Lee at the hospital.
Have you seen me, Blacksad? How could I possibly do that? I hired you to solve this damn case. You think that's what a murderer would do?
Yeah.
Only because you thought I'd blame Bobby Yale and drop the case. But as soon as I realized something wasn't right, you sent Randall Lee and Gill to give me a scare. And when all that failed, you ordered Lee to kill me.
You're the type that won't open his jaws once he's got his prey, aren't you?
Yeah. You know it better than anyone.
I think I've made that clear enough by now.
Bro, your lighter was already on. Why'd you flick it on?
Put yourself in my place for a minute. You're a promising football player who just got back from the war, but you're still a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
The man you saved kindly opens his house to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that man is still undone by his wife's passing. He works all day at his gym, and he drinks himself to sleep at night. So you practically end up raising his daughter. You give her her very first abacus. You encourage her to further her education. You comfort her when she misses her mother and her father.
Sir, you already killed so many people. I don't think any
Meanwhile,
kind of sympathy.
Your sporting career takes off. Life is good. Until one day, out of the blue, an accident cripples you. An old friend, Mitchell, tells you he knows someone who can help you. A German doctor. His drugs take some time to work, but they do wonders. You manage to walk for short bursts at a time, little by little. And those bursts keep getting longer. But the drugs aren't cheap at all. So you have to find a way to pay for them, don't you see?
And so you kill people? We started the ad agency.
So you decided to start an advertising agency focused on product endorsement by athletes. And then it occurred to you to sell them those same drugs you were taking. Drugs would help them excel, and you'd get better ad deals. The perfect business model. Your first client? Craig Spano. His career had hit a rough patch, so... He was the guinea pig for your new operation. And yet, when the drug started having serious side effects, you got rid of him. Afraid he would talk, you tried to kill him. That's why he hid. From then on, your business was smooth sailing. You even began to think you were above the law.
How can I see kindness from him when he killed so many people already? Homie killed his
Joe Dunn found out,
not
and then,
really blood
2 days
related
before his
brother.
unfortunate death, he came to see you.
That's enough now. You stop it. Now, I don't know if I'm above the law, but I am sure as hell not beneath it. Do you know how much power I have? The kind of people I eat with every day? I could
mean,
shoot
the only way you
you
can
right
convince
now,
me is if you can get me a
and
dinner date with
nothing
the
would happen
Leary.
to
What?
me.
Who's a gun?
With that gun you keep in
I
your
think my
drawer?
room's haunted.
I'm afraid not. I placed your pistol out of reach, just in case you happen to confirm my suspicions, Iron Arm. And now, if you'll excuse me, I have an appointment with the police.
He really said, appointment with the police.
I
Appointment
won't
with
let anyone wreck
God.
my life again. Sonia and I, we deserve a future.
You can come in now, Smirnoff.
Yes!
Timothy Wilson Thorpe,
Good boy!
drop your weapon. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If
Look
you
at the
cannot afford
boy.
one, the state will provide one for you.
Yeah, I am teacher, you idiot. Really think I'd
Mr.
let you kill
Thorpe.
good boy? Oh, she did it. Damn, she really said, ain't no mercy, you killed my dad. Uncle or not. Sonia. Stop it, you wacko. Get over here. Freaking crazy girl. Freaking loose cannon. Gosh. Damn. Loose cannon.
Sonia Dunn.
Jesus.
You are under arrest for the death of Timothy Wilson Thorpe. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used
I would
against
be
you in
like,
a court
Smyrna,
of
please.
law.
She's.
Just shut up.
Just shut up. It's okay. You're a good boy. It's just she can't. She almost just. She's a loose cannon right now. Give her a minute.
Just give her a minute, for Christ's sake. Can't you see she's still in shock? She'll need a minute to wrap her head around what just happened. And then I'll help you fulfill your duty, Chief. For once, we'll do the right thing.
You have the right to
What?
an attorney. If
Oh.
you cannot afford one, the state will provide one for you.
My bad.
Do
I
you
didn't
understand
think she
these
did
rights
deserve
as
to go
I
to
just
jail,
read them to you?
But
With these rights in mind,
she's also.
do you
loose
wish to
cannon,
speak to me?
so-
Watch your step.
I mean, case still solved. Yeah, sure, a lot of people died, but listen, we still solved it. So much. There are so many graves added. Jesus. Oh, it's Mary. She cared. And Bobby Yale, he cared. And me, I also cared. Maybe, I don't know. There's still
After
more.
everything that had happened, the last thing I was interested in was the fight. Did Yale take drugs before the fight? Did Stone let him win? I had done everything in my power for things to go the way my moral compass dictated.
Let's see.
Whether anyone would listen to me, that was
That's not-
another story.
Let's see.
Because no matter what they tell us, our actions don't always determine our future. My moral compass. As if I even knew what that means. I didn't even know what to think of my performance throughout the case. Did I have a clear conscience? Would I have made the same decisions, given the chance?
Probably not.